Bing.
Hey everybody, how's it going, guys? I'm Loki Hates You, and this is ThorTV
That's
Thursday broadcast.
this guy.
That's that guy over there. Welcome to the noon broadcast. We on September 17th, 2015. God, it sounds so official when I do this. I kind of like it. Keeps track of everything. Still trying to bring up the video feed right now. Live now. There we are. Okay. Boom. Okay, and we're going down. Hey, Captain Jack. We got Captain Jack, we got Jen, we got Joanna, we got Kat, all present and accounted for. We got Kaiser Soze, Mina Speck, Brandy, another Brandy, two Brandys in a row, Rago and Lee Pyle. We got Carla. How's it going, guys? All right, who's ready for some questions?
I'm ready. I'm
All
ready.
right. How many? Do you have a bunch of questions as well?
I have a ton of questions.
Yeah, I
I
got a
don't know.
bunch
Do we
of.
want to knock them all out this morning, or
Let's try and get through as many of these in an hour as we can. So, guys, from the chat, we may not get to a lot of questions. So, if you have a question, make sure you're stating it clearly with a question mark at the end. And there's not a lot of like preamble to it. What happens is we end up answering these questions, and then I end up trying to skim through the comments, and you guys are like, "Hey, my name's Jimmy, and I'm a big fan of yours. But first, I'd like to say that I'm from Utah, but I like to race cars and stuff. And sometimes when I think about things, I touch myself. And then I got a question for you. But hold on, wait a second. I want to tell you about my sister. Her name is Lorena. But wait a second. Here's my first question. First question is, what does your poop smell like? And then, like, by the time I get to that, I'm not even reading anymore. So if you want to ask a question, just ask the question in like as a single comment with a question mark at the end. Make sure it's punctuated and try and get the English. I know a lot of you don't speak English fluently, so just ask the question. All right. Anyways, we got a couple questions from Jazzy T. These are from last week, I think. She asked right after our last broadcast. Which celebrity would you want to hang out with, dead or alive? Could be an author, scientist, or anyone from the past. We've kind of gone over this one. I forget who I said.
I forgot too.
So the answers are going to change every time we get this question or questions of this nature. Celebrity I'd want to hang out with, I'd say, is Jim Carrey. I think was what we said last time.
Carry the good one.
Yeah. But like, I don't know. I would want to hang out with like a world changer, like Jesus or Gandhi or something. But I wouldn't want it to be that heavy, Like I don't know how to politically hold my own in the same room with someone who's like, a major mover and shaker in politics. But Jim Carrey seems like he'd be fun.
Let's say Robin Williams, Bruce Willis. Who else? I was thinking about somebody else. Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson, really?
Yeah.
I feel like he's such an actor's actor that he would actually be hard to hang out with. Like, he'd kind of be like, I'm a celebrity and I'm a pretty big deal, and he'd be like hard to speak to. All right, anyway.
Joker there ever does.
All right, next up. Who's your celebrity crush? Man. I'll go through some of the ones from my past, actually. I used to have a thing for Jennifer Love Hewitt. Like it's always a celebrity. It's a certain celebrity in a certain role, and then after that, I never see that celebrity in the same light anymore. So it was Jennifer Love Hewitt and Can't Hardly Wait, and then it was, oh God, what's her name? Oh man, Who married Justin Timberlake?
I don't know.
Man.
I didn't know he got married.
Yeah, he got married. Oh, man, I know her name. I say it all the time. But her, and then it was Numi Rapace from The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, only specifically in her role as the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. But yeah, like, I don't know, my celebrity crush kind of changes from movie to movie.
Yeah, mine does too. There's only one that stays consistent for me. Like ever since I was a little kid until now, there's always that one. She always looks good in like every photo, every movie, everything. And that's Christina Ricci.
Oh, I see. Yeah, because of the Wednesday Adam thing.
Yeah, but she's still got it going on.
Yeah.
Wow.
What was she in? She was in Black Snake Moan, right?
I haven't seen that movie.
Well, you should, because she's in it.
I'm gonna go watch every movie she's in now.
Do it. All right. So, God, what is her name? Hold on, let me go to the bottom of the chat.
You gotta see. I just
Jessica Biel. It's Jessica Biel, not Jessica Alba. Although she does share the same birthday as me, which is interesting. And she is gorgeous, but she's not my celebrity crush. It's Jessica Biel with her. My buddy makes fun of me because he's like, Jessica Biel's got man shoulders, and I'm like, yeah, but they're beautiful man shoulders.
Man shoulders.
Yeah.
Wasn't she in like Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies, or no? Is that not her?
Jessica Biel?
Yeah.
It's possible. It seems like every I think Jennifer Love Hewitt was in I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Mm-hmm.
They all kind of get. It seems like everyone gets their start in like some crappy horror movie. Yeah. All right. What's the best Halloween costume you ever had?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been satisfied with any of my Halloween costumes.
My mom used to make me really awesome Halloween costumes. And she made me this. I remember Superman being one of my favorites because she made it herself, and it was just really good. That was when I was real young. After that, I mean, in my neighborhood, once you turned like 12, 13 years old, all Halloween costumes were just you dressing in the darkest colors possible so that you could slip into the darkness after throwing eggs and shaving cream and everything. Everyone was a ninja or a burglar for Halloween after a certain age.
I never did that stuff.
Oh my God, that's all we did on Halloween. So I'm going to say Superman. I would say Hawkeye, which was also a very good costume that my mom made for me. But she never did the cowl, so it wasn't recognizable as Hawkeye from the comics. And this was this must have been 94. Like, it wasn't, not even, probably 92. I was like, Hawkeye, I want to be Hawkeye. And then the movies came out and people were like, I'm a Hawkeye fan. And I'm like, you're not a Hawkeye fan. I'm a Hawkeye hipster. I was into him before anybody else was.
I was a Hawkeye fan first.
Yeah.
How do I feel about Doctor Who? Like, Doctor Who's blown up into this huge thing over the last 5 or 6 years, but I was watching it ever since I was a kid, and nobody knew what the hell I was talking about.
Yeah. How did you even get a hold of it?
My uncle imported VHS tapes.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, I have no idea how he got his hands on them, but there was no internet at the time yet, so he would just import all these VHS tapes somehow and get them overseas, and we just sit there and watch Doctor Who. The Daleks used to scare the living crap out of me.
Really, the Daleks, the trash cans with a little flashlight coming off the front of them?
Not the way they look. They look retarded, but the sound creepy as hell when you're just this little kid.
I guess. You know what used to scare the shit out of me was the Grateful Dead's music video. The Grateful Dead music video where they would turn into skeletons. That was for me very unnerving. I don't know if you remember that one.
I'm trying to think about it. I don't remember it.
Like, I will get by. Ba-da-da-da-da. I will get by. I will survive. Anyways, that used to be on MTV all the time, and it used to scare me when they turned into skeletons. All right, so those were all from Jazzy T. These next ones are from Doom of Heroes on Tumblr, I believe, and we've done all these before, I think. So let's just go through them quick. What made you come together to become Thor and Loki, and what inspired you to become cosplayers?
I got those same questions, so I'm going to delete those.
Okay. Also, she wants us to remind her friend Barricade Chap to pick up some talcum powder from the shops. Apparently, that's an inside joke. Well, keep it inside. I don't want to hear it. Unless you got jokes that have mass appeal. We don't know what you're talking about, you crazy people.
So, like, they mean like us coming together as working together?
Yeah, it was a coincidence more than anything.
Yeah. Was that your... No, that wasn't your first date.
It was my first kamikaze.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's my first time
but
dressing
yeah.
up.
No, that was like one of my many experiences. That was probably my 5th or 6th con as Loki in my old costume. But yeah, that's where we met, and that's where we ended up first hanging out. And we didn't really make a conscious decision to be like, oh, hey, let's always do this together. But we kept in touch, and we found out that we'd be at a few other conventions at the same time. And we sort of agreed that it was mutually beneficial to keep hanging out. And we liked each other. I mean, we like hanging out with each other, so that was really, there's no real big story behind it. It's not like we contacted each other and had our lawyers sign contracts together.
We went through all that.
Yeah. All right, so that answers that. Okay, so here's the one I made you watch a video yesterday. Cosmic Cupcake asks, have you heard of The Void? It's a virtual reality gaming place they're building in Utah. It's kind of like laser tags. It's kind of like laser tag, and you walk through the game. If you could do something like that, would you, and what game would you want to play? So along with this is such a crazy question to try to answer. She sent a YouTube video of an advertisement for a venue where you can go, you walk in the front door, and you pay a certain amount of money to be in this virtual reality gaming experience where there's sort of an environment built, and there's different layouts of like walls and
I'm very skeptical about it though. Like, the video looks amazing, and I want to believe it's that quality.
Right.
I have a feeling once you put everything on and you start moving around, like, stuff isn't going to process as fast. The quality isn't going to be as good as it's showing in the commercials on it. It's going to be like this 8-bit thing.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing is that you can look at a laser tag place and say, oh, that looks really cool. Like, laser tag, awesome, I'm in. And then you get there and it's like, oh, well, it's dirty. It's a bunch of little kids. It's crowded, so you're waiting in line more than you're actually playing. Hold on a second. That's better. And, you know, you're just like, you get there and you've paid, what, $50 for 20 minutes of an experience, and then it's not that good. So, I mean, I'm all about, I'll take a free trial of it, but until I hear a lot of good reviews, places like that I stay away from. Because it typically ends up being
I don't believe I don't believe it's as good as the commercial here. If
No,
it
because
is, I'd be very excited to do it.
right, and I mean the trailer looks like it's got a great production value, and there's a lot of
That's where all the money went, was for the trailer.
exactly, like if they put as much money into the place as they did in the trailer, I don't know, then they put about 10 times as much money into the place. I don't know, it might be cool, but depending on the price point and all that stuff, like I'd give it a shot for free, definitely, but I don't know if I'd pay a bunch of money to go and be one of the first to give it a shot.
It's like video games. Like a lot of video games, you'll see commercials about it, but what you're seeing commercials of is the story mode part of it.
The cutscenes, yeah.
It looks really cool, but the actual action playing is not that same quality as the little videos.
Yeah. So,
Very discouraging.
while it looks cool, it's not necessarily my thing. So, you can have it for now, and let me know how it turns out. All right. So the void.
Some like jumping stuff, like if there was just a thing where you jumped maybe 2 feet, and then but it looks like you're jumping off of a cliff or something, and then some wind just gushes up, blows at you while you jump.
Well, the other thing too is it can only be so interactive. Like in any given video game, there's only so many commands you can put into a keyboard to do the thing. When you're a person standing in a room with a virtual reality helmet on, you can move in any way you want to move. And there's going to be a point where the certain movement that you do isn't compatible with the commands that are set to be inside that game, and you're going to glitch out or something, and it's going to be disappointing.
Yep.
Like, there's no way a character in the game is going to be able to, like, do a somersault.
I'm just wondering what kind of processing power needs to go into something like that, and they're going to strap something like that on each individual.
Yeah, it's motion capture. I don't know. Like, we're both super skeptical about this. We need to see live footage in game and, like, of people, like a camera on the people with the equipment on, a camera on the actual gameplay, a camera,
Screen capture.
Yeah, like all of it. I want to see this on Twitch basically before I go and try to experience it myself. So that's what we think about.
Us out,
yeah, absolutely. I'll wave the flag for that place if they're putting up the money for us to get out there.
Yeah, I'll try it out. I'll give my honest opinion and review.
Yep. Damn straight. All right. Next up is, who do we got here? Little Womanly 1. She's got 4 questions. 1, describe yourself in 1 word.
Pale.
But joinker. All right, moving on. 2, if you could get rid of one thing in your life, what would it be? My wife, am I right? You guys know what I'm talking about.
Tattoo? Maybe
one
that.
Tattoo.
Get rid of that one.
Yeah. Understandable. All right, so that's the one things we'd get rid of. Yeah, I mean, the thing I'd get rid of. Man. There's a lot of, like, really big words I could say. Like, I could say world hunger. That'd be a nice thing to get rid of.
This wasn't specific to us.
No, it is in our life, but, like, I don't know. I feel like world hunger exists in my life. If I could get rid of one thing in my life, I don't know. I'm kind of happy with my life, honestly. Like, there's things that I would like to gain, but nothing urgent. And
the existing cancer. rid of that.
Yeah, I'd like to get rid of some of the tension between me and some of the people in my past, I guess. But I wouldn't necessarily like to get rid of those people, just the tension between us, if that makes any sense. Like, I like all the people, I just don't like some of the things that happen between us. What TV show do you identify with or describes your life? What TV show do you identify with or describes your life? I don't watch much reality TV, so you know, I've been mentioning this a lot, but I'm going to say House of Cards because there's something about lying that I see as being not an art form, but like, I don't know, the way that show works with bending the truth and like just generally working with like the concept of morality. Like, I like it because it shows that there's a likability to someone who doesn't necessarily have the best morals, but there's also sort of a disgusting aspect to everyone.
I need to watch these things. I haven't watched all these shows that everybody's watching these days.
Well, House of Cards, I highly recommend it. It's on Netflix. If you can get a hold of it, please do. Sweet.
I need to get Netflix. I don't have Netflix right now.
You can do it.
You can do it. I say Smallville.
Really? You relate to Smallville?
I relate. I can identify a lot with Lex Luthor from Smallville and the way he was portrayed.
Okay.
Just with, you know, a lot of family issues and that desire to want to be a good person. But,
right.
Of course, you know, it's Lex Luthor. It's inevitable that he's going to be who he is.
You just fated to be the bad guy.
Yeah. And just his whole, like, desire for a friendship that just never happened.
All right. Yeah, I mean, in the few moments of my life where I do end up relating to Loki, like, it's always when I feel victimized or when I feel, I don't know, where I feel like I've been forced to make a decision that's not necessarily the moralistic one. And again, that comes back to House of Cards, where it's like, yeah, you've got to be someone who's not evil, but you've got to be somebody who makes the decisions that benefit you. So where's the line? You know, how much sacrifice do you make?
Everybody is a good guy in their own eyes.
That's true. That's absolutely true. All right. Next up, this. What makes you happy? When you see it or hear it, you instantly smile. I would say dogs.
Dogs make me happy. You know, it's funny. Music makes me happy too. Creative things, especially spur of the moment. Like last night, we went out karaoke, and I don't remember the song, but this guy sang amazingly well. And then all of a sudden, he had a trombone, and he's like solo, and he was playing the solo for the karaoke song on the trombone. I'm like, this is the greatest thing ever. Like, I had chills. I was laughing, and it was a great moment in time.
That's really funny because that sounds like it would piss me off.
Really?
Like if a guy walks into a karaoke bar with a goddamn trombone,
But I didn't. It was
still.
It was off to the side right until the solo time, and he picks it up and he grabs it and he's like solo. But he sang good and he played good. Why?
I don't know. Something about that guy, I'd just be like, That motherfucker walks into a karaoke bar with a motherfucking trombone. Are you,
It's
you
amazing.
son of a bitch? Like, get out. Get out of my bar.
It was a great moment. Like, he took karaoke and he extended and he went further with it. He took it to the next level.
No, he took it back. He took it back and he tried to make the show his own. And he's
For one song.
thinks he's better than me.
Your moment.
He's a showboat is what he is. Coming into karaoke with a trombone. Son of a bitch. Not even gonna think about that. All right, so the things that make him happy make me infuriated. All right, so that was Little Womanly One's questions. Who's up next? Jeez, Earth Damned Angel has 6 questions. These also might be repetitive. If I get my somewhat local con to invite you, would you be willing to come to Australia next year? Yes.
Wow.
Get your cons to invite us and we'll go. Wherever it is in the world, we're happy to go. What's on your bucket list before you die?
We've been through this before, haven't we? And the fact that I don't actually have a bucket list.
Right. I don't know, but what do you want to do? I think you said get rich last time.
You know, I want to be a successful actor would be nice, but you know, that's a career path.
I think this question is how I got started on the Neapolitan, which I stand by. Just as a hilarious, like, I'm an old man with a bunch of money and nothing else to do sort of thing. Hit me with the Neapolitan and my life is complete. But
that's right.
A lot of paperwork involved in that kind of thing. Gotta go to Reno. All right. Because my friend and I won't be able to see the broadcast, could you possibly say hi to Sarah? That's me. And Kali.
Kali?
It's Kali, pronounced like Carly, not Kaylee.
So
we're super big fans of you and Thor. Yeah, so hi Sarah and Kali. It's very nice that you asked some questions.
Hello, Sarah and Kali.
Kali.
Yes.
My name is Kali. What's your favorite fast food or takeaway place?
In-N-Out.
Yep. In-N-Out is one of my favorites. Actually, one of my favorite kind of fast food chain pizza places back in Rhode Island is Papagino's. It's not super fast food, but it's definitely like kind of a sit-down place, but more of like a kind of we got to stop somewhere quick and get a reliably dependable pizza. So Papagino's is always what comes to mind. I also like In-N-Out. And that's about it. Quiznos. Quiznos used to be awesome, but now it's fallen far from grace. I like Quiznos a lot.
I hated their commercials. And
yeah.
Oh my god. I wouldn't eat there because of their stupid commercials.
The ones with the little rats?
Yeah.
We have a pepper bar. Yeah.
So bad that I refuse to eat Quiznos because of those commercials. It was the worst thing they could have ever done.
They took a leap. They took a chance and they lost you.
They did.
They lost your patronage.
So they lost a lot.
What's the country you would most want to visit? I think we both agreed that Japan would be cool. And what would be on your to-do list while you're there?
Everything.
I'd want to buy as many weird, perverted Japanese things as I could. I think they've banned the vending machines that sell girls' panties. But I would look... What's that?
We'll have a competition on this. Who could buy the most and the weirdest, craziest shit?
Yeah, I'd buy like a Pikachu pocket vagina or something. Some sort of Pokemon-related sex toy.
I was literally thinking of Pikachu vagina.
Yeah.
Said that.
Yeah.
Weird.
So
That's really
that's my buddy. My buddy thinks it's funny every time he travels overseas and he gets sent to India sometimes for work to do training. He thinks it's funny to bring me back porno from the airports at different countries, and he brought me like a German Playboy, and he had a layover in Japan one time, and he brought me this like kind of weird, like it's almost like advertisement porn where it was all ads, like it wasn't even really, it's softcore, it's all like just girls, it's just girls sitting there like with barely anything showing. And this time he brought me these magazines, and the name of the magazine is Sexy Nuts, and it's just girls. It's like girls in bikinis. It's not even really pornographic at all. And I just thought the title was more hilarious than anything because it just says, it's just like this beautiful Japanese girl with a bikini on, and it says "Sexy Nuts," and I'm like,
that's such a horrible name.
yeah, well, that's some things get lost in translation. Let's see. Any advice you would give someone who is battling with depression and anxiety and wanting to get into cosplay? Well, that's a pretty specific question. I honestly recommend therapy for anyone who's battling with depression and anxiety. The question is whether you can afford it, because most medical plans don't cover psychology appointments, so that's kind of a tough out-of-pocket expense to have. But I believe in the practice. I believe in the science of it. As far as if you're depressed or anxious and you're getting into cosplay, like
that would help right there. Getting into cosplay.
you think getting into cosplay would help with depression and anxiety?
It just depends on the individual. Everyone's different, but it can. Yeah, I mean, you're getting out there. You can start socializing with people, and you're dressed up, and you feel a little goofy. Or
sure, for a person that is an extrovert, it's tough because I know sometimes people get really triggered by being extroverted. So cosplay may actually exacerbate it, make it worse. And I'd hate to like put out this blanket statement of like, oh, we'll just put on a costume and go to a con, because the truth is like
it could help.
It could.
It's different. You don't even know the person, and it's hard to, have an answer for anyone who's suffering from depression. Like,
yeah,
there's so many things, and it's either gonna help you or make it worse. All
right.
You.
I would say, oh God.
Here's what you do. Okay, before you were depressed, there are things that made you happy. Think about those things. And even though you're depressed, those things don't make you happy anymore. But you should go and do those things anyways. Because eventually, over time, you'll be happy again.
So here's the most professional and vague advice I can give is when I was very closely, I had a very close person in my life who was a psychologist. And the three things that she said were best for depression were were all daily activities. One was exercise. Two was social interaction on whatever level, just getting, person to person in the same room, talking, figuring things out together. And the third thing was fish oil, taking fish oil supplements.
Yep.
The
oh crap, the omega.
It's like omega 3 or something.
Fatty acids.
Yep. So I would say if you're struggling with whether or not you want to cosplay because of depression or anxiety, try getting back to basics. Like, cosplay is a pretty complicated cocktail of stimuli. Like, you're getting people criticizing you, you're getting people complimenting you, you're getting people ignoring you, you're getting people in some cases getting way too excited about you. So before you jump into that, try getting yourself to a point where you can just get through have a good day, you know, where you can have one good day a week or one good day a month, depending on how frequent your bouts of anxiety and depression are. I don't think cosplay is a solution for anything. I think it can be a great social tool, but you have to want to do it. Like, if you're inspired right now and you're saying, like, I want to cosplay, but I think I'm going to have a tough time with it, focus on the I want to cosplay more than I think I'm going to have a tough time with it. Start small, you know, wear your Superman t-shirt, wear your whatever, see what people say, and then the next time maybe go a little further with it. T-shirt with a cape. And then keep going on from there. And you don't have to be a pro cosplayer when you walk into the building, but like, people will recognize your interests and respond to it accordingly. All right, moving to the next question. Do you have anything else to say about depression and anxiety?
No, that could probably go on forever. Like, there's a million answers to that, but I agree with everything you've said too. So
that was all the questions from Earth Damned Angel, and that's all the questions I have in general. So what do you got that we haven't answered yet?
a lot, but I'm gonna save one of these lists for later
For the afternoon?
Yep.
Okay.
So I got, let's see, I got a couple from Kristen H1013.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you want. What's your guys' middle names, and do you like your name, or would you change them if you could?
Joseph, and I'm fine with my name.
Joseph?
Yeah, it's my middle name.
Mine's Dustin.
It's kind of new agey middle name.
Is it?
Yeah, I feel like I could easily have my 8-year-old be on a soccer team with a kid named Dustin.
I think I was named after like a country singer or something, Dusty or something like that.
Oh boy.
Yeah. My
Oh
parents,
boy.
country music.
Oh yeah.
And it was like, it wasn't even my parents who named or gave me my middle name. It was some aunt that I've never even met. Like, she was there for the day I was born, and decided, hey, his middle name should be Dustin, like Dusty. And like, I'll call him Dusty all the time. And 33 years later, I've still never met this woman.
That's funny.
So yeah, so some strange lady that I've never met gave me my middle name.
Well, there you go. All right.
Who are your heroes?
Who are your heroes? Todd McFarlane. Todd McFarlane and Robert Kirkman, I guess. The creators of Haunt.
The creators of what?
There's a comic called Haunt where Todd McFarlane and the writer of of Invincible teamed up, and it's called Haunt, and it's actually a lot like Spawn, where it's like a guy.
Okay.
He dies. Yeah.
I don't know of it, but I've seen the artwork for it, and I've wanted to check it out. I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah, it doesn't have the same appeal as Spawn, honestly. It's okay. But both of those guys, I think, are great because they've made stories that I really admire, and they've done it on their own terms, which is awesome. Who's your hero?
Todd McFarlane. And I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I could just think of Todd McFarlane. That's it.
What about musically? Who's your hero?
James Hetfield. Trent Reznor.
Yeah, Trent Reznor. Thought so. Woo. Yeah, it would be great to have their kind of success. is 1.25 inches. This is 1.5 inches. That's why I did this wrong. Son of a bitch. So, guys, I'm working on my Zombicide box as we're doing this broadcast. I'm sorry if I seem distracted, but this has been going on far too long, and I need to get this thing finished up. So, I'm just trying to get this friggin' thing done. All right, what else you got, question-wise?
One for me. Did your Zelda tattoo really hurt? And the answer is no, that didn't hurt. The ones that did hurt, I thought wouldn't. This one hurt a little bit, the one on my forearm here, and the one that hurt the most.
Here it comes. All right.
Oh, shit.
You gonna show us a tramp stamp?
Huh?
Thought you were gonna bust out a tramp stamp right now.
I'm busting out tramp stamp. This one right here. Hurt like hell.
What is that?
Hurt. It's the 9 Inch Nails Art is Resistance flag. And it kind of looks like it was a stencil just slapped on there and spray painted on and has dripping paint and everything on the bottom. I thought that was cool. You've seen it on my profile. It's my banner.
Huh.
That banner picture?
Yeah. Well, there you go. Don't get a tattoo on your calf if you don't want it to hurt.
Hurt like hell.
What else?
That's it.
Yeah?
Yep.
All right. Let's try some questions from the chat. Here we go. We've got 17 minutes. We're going to start talking.
On a swivel chair if I want.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm reading the comments here.
I missed last week because we were at Disney World. Make a wish trip. I've missed you guys. Okay. In the Czech Republic. What do you think about steampunk? Oh, sorry. You know what I think about steampunk. You guys you're steampunking me right now.
Oh, Bennett sent me something. She texted me the other day. I meant to write her back, but I was in the process of moving and everything, and I just totally forgot about it until right now. But she sent me a picture. She's like, "Hey, you really want to piss off Bill?" And it was some type of artwork of a steampunk Thor.
I mean, it doesn't piss me off. Like, I know the Star Wars steampunk guys, and it's like, oh, all right, that's cool. But the thing is, like, steampunk in general is not a functional. It's not a functional, like, thing. Like, it's like, oh yeah, everything's made with steam power, but it shouldn't be. Like, steam power couldn't possibly power things that are portrayed. Like, it's like I've got a laser gun that is steam powered, and it's like, well, no, you don't, because steam doesn't make light. Make a steam gun. And it's always something ridiculous. It's always something so ridiculous. And if you watch at least something that's more science fiction-y, it's like, well, it's made with electronics. It's made with a future technology that we've never heard of. But steampunk tries to do that same shit by making it all with brass and wood and shit that can't possibly make the things that they're trying to use as a plot device. I don't
really hate it. I just don't understand it. Like, I don't even know where it came from or why it's a thing. But
it came from people who wanted things to be more pretty, and they just started making things out of brass and wood for no reason.
That's weird. I mean, I enjoy the art of it. I guess it looks okay. I don't own anything steampunk or have the desire to purchase anything steampunk, but
yeah, nor do I. It's not up my alley. So, steampunk, have fun, boys and girls, but you can have it. You can keep it. I'm not interested. All right. How was it being Joker? I didn't like it that much. Problem with being Joker is that I have to smile a lot more. I don't mind smiling every once in a while as Loki, but it's not my thing.
No, you do frowny face much better.
Yeah, I like being miserable and condescending more than I like being maniacal and happy. Jessica Biel, yes. Jennifer Love, I know did last summer. Okay, good. That was a cute picture of you, though, as Hawkeye. Are you already fully dressed up on the way to the cons, or is there any item you put on as last things, like as soon as you get there? Typically, we don't. I'll only be able to wear the boots and the pants while I'm driving.
And usually find me getting completely undressed in a parking lot somewhere.
Yeah, the only time we get fully dressed before we go is when we take the train. And even then, I can't wear the helmet. So the helmet has to stay in my hand. Touch of Gray, Touch of Gray, Touch of Gray. That's the Grateful Dead song. Thor Daleks freak my mom out too. She can't even watch those episodes of watching Doctor Who. Okay, I think some of the doctors. Okay, Weeping Angels, Doctor Loki. What are you putting together? I'm putting together a box. So the thing about Zombicide is, it's a board game with 100 million different little pieces, and there's like little figurines, and there's like little objective tokens and stuff, and there's just hundreds of them. There's hundreds of pieces, and so in order to keep them accessible, I like to build trays that hold all the pieces, and so I'm working on the last of these trays right now, and this one is actually the most complicated because it has a tray that goes within the trays. So this is I'm coming close to the finish line now, but it's I just got to friggin' finish this up. It's too much time and effort to put into a board game, but I love the board game, so I want to do it right. Let's see. Are you making zombie boxes? Yes, I am. Still in. How are you? We're good. That's great. Bill, what's the helmet-looking thing behind you?
The helmet, the motorcycle helmet.
Oh, it's a motorcycle helmet. Originally, I was going to make my Loki helmet, and I was going to take a motorcycle helmet, and I was going to like cut it and fuse it back together and like mold things on top of it. And after talking to a few prop makers, they were like, "That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. It's fiberglass and styrofoam. You'll never be able to get it into a different shape than it's already in." So I sort of gave up on that. Now I have like a $10 thrift store motorcycle helmet with a Batman symbol on the back of it that's not usable anymore because I've ripped all the shit out of it. So yes, there is a helmet behind me, and I'm about to go. I was actually looking at it this morning thinking I'm going to go put that on the sidewalk, because I don't need a helmet. Jade Black says, "Hey guys, hoping to go to my first con at the end of the month. Any tips?"
Sunscreen.
Yep, that's sound advice. Yeah, I would say just make sure you got a phone charger. Bring a buddy. Like, bring a friend that you know you like to spend a lot of time with and who's interested in the same stuff as you, or else you're going to end up arguing over what to do and where to go, and that's no fun. So, like, if you're into Doctor Who, bring your Doctor Who friends. But definitely keep somebody company, especially if you're a young woman. It's not that cons are dangerous, but you might get caught up in a couple conversations that you don't want to be involved with young men who have no idea how to hold a conversation if you're a young lady. So just keep that in mind. But bring a friend. I think that's good advice regardless. Where's a good place to start with the Spawn comics? Number one. Spawn number one.
And one of the greatest things and also the crappiest things about the Spawn comics is that there was so many made and printed of all the original stuff that they hold no value. So you can actually pick up Spawn #1 for like $8 or $9.
And beyond that, they reprinted the the trade paperbacks in 100 different. Like, you can probably get Spawn 1 through 50 in a big, thick, like hardcover thing for about $30. Like, go search on Amazon. Like, you want to start it from the beginning because the beginning is such a crucial, like, him figuring out his identity is such a huge part of everything. You could probably, yeah, just start from the beginning. And then you'll see all the branch offs. There's the Angela series, there's Curse of the Spawn, there's Medieval Spawn, there's a ton of like branch offs that happen, but you want to start with the baseline Spawn storyline. What was the first video game you ever played? Whether it's PC, Nintendo, PlayStation, or Xbox? Oh wait, what was the first video game you ever played as far as platform? I think we had a Nintendo when I was a kid. That was probably the first one.
I had a Sega. It's not a Sega Genesis, but it was before that, and it was just Sega.
Really?
You ever seen those?
No.
Yeah. It kind of like it had this wood grain finish on it. It was really, yeah. I had it all the way up till I was 13, and then one of my stepdad's buddies borrowed it and then broke it and gave it back and said it never worked. I'm like,
what a dick.
You broke my game system.
I had one thing.
Yes.
Ruined it.
I literally had one thing. That's all I had.
We had a Nintendo, and I remember my mom being awesome at Bomberman. It wasn't necessarily what I played, but like my mom used to get real nasty at Bomberman, and I don't know why, and I don't know how. She just was good at that shit. So I always remember that.
Somebody just mentioned Atari. Yeah, we had Atari too. My mom actually worked for Atari.
Really?
Yeah, she was working there. I have some things in storage that I just put in last week that were from her employment there and stuff. Like a notepad that has Atari on it and stuff for the employees.
Huh. They want to know why you would get rid of your tattoo.
Because it's just a stupid Grim Reaper on my arm. There's no purpose for it. There's no reason why I have this. It was just like a rebellious teenage thing. It's like, I'm gonna have a Grim Reaper on my arm, so I'm gonna be cool and people won't mess with me. And it serves nothing. It means nothing to me, and I don't care for it. And it's just, it's like 15 years old, and it's just going to get worse looking. It's going to start fading more and more. It's just going to be a blotch of nothingness soon.
It's fair. So we've got 5 minutes left. I want to say right now that we are going to be at a few cons in the near future. Salt Lake City Comic-Con is going to be hosting myself. Unfortunately, due to travel restrictions, ThorTV will not be in attendance at Salt Lake City. But when's ZapCon? ZapCon October?
Yeah, it's October 17th. 17th or 18th.
And that's in Fresno?
Mm-hmm. Yep, here in Fresno. Oh, I found what it looks like. Wow. I guess there's no way to add a picture to the chat thing, huh?
What did you find?
Just the picture of the original Atari, or not Atari, but the original Sega.
Non-Genesis Sega.
If it's not Sega Genesis, just Sega Master System power-based thing. Anyways, if you just type in original Sega,
in
the Google search, you'll see like this long rectangle shaped thing that's black and red and kind of looks like it has a Nintendo game controller to it. It's very similar to that, and that was one of the first game systems I had. I don't know which one we had first because I was a little kid, but we had Atari and we had this.
Well, you didn't have any older brothers, right?
No.
Yeah, so there was no systems before that. But yeah, ZapCon is going to be featuring us as guests. So if anyone's in Fresno or nearby, please come to ZapCon and see us. I think we're going to have a table. So we may be selling prints at ZapCon, and that may be our print debut.
You'll be selling prints.
Why wouldn't you be?
I'm broke, man. I don't have money to even get prints.
God, we'll talk about whether or not he's going to be getting prints. We'll have to figure that one out. Maybe we can start a Kickstarter, get you $100 to make 100 prints. Anyways, okay. So that's our big con announcements for right now. Let's see if we can answer one or two more. Did you know that? Oh, you know what? Let's actually just take these last couple minutes to thank everybody for all the Amazon packages we've been getting. Like these things have been coming in every day.
Isn't that crazy?
A week now.
There's two supposed to show up today too.
Yeah, like you guys, honestly, I want to make it clear that if none of you ever buy us gifts again, we're still happy to have you. Like this isn't about us trying to like get gifts from you. Those were originally created as like, hey, it's gonna be my birthday and people were asking. Like, I'm running out of things to put on the list. Like so I don't even know. I don't have a lot of space in my apartment for just like things. So yeah, like we're so happy you're giving us this stuff, and thank you so much. And like, I don't want to say stop. I'm just like I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so overwhelmed by how many people are being generous.
You guys are all amazing.
Yeah, seriously. And you know, we appreciate you sticking with us. And as abrasive as I can be online, I'm kind of surprised that so many people are kind of hanging on with the followership, because I can be kind of a dick sometimes, and I know that. But we do appreciate y'all.
We have our moments.
Yeah.
You're sporting a man bun? Somebody just mentioned that.
Bing, 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 bing. Oh, look at that. It's just a toupee, guys.
Yeah.
Guys, big reveal. It's not my real hair. Here we go. No, I can't do this. There's nothing I can do. All right, so we're gonna come back at 6 p.m. It's looking like it's about 1 o'clock right now.
Hey, we should say goodbye with some really cool dubstep. Mm-hmm. We should have some dubstep playing in the background. Get over the dubstep.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.